Thank you. Okay, let's start. Good afternoon to everyone.
Sir, magandang hapon. Comment
Dali lang.
Regarding dun sa pinaya sa QC RDC. Ang sinasabi ng Malacanang, separate daw ang criminal aspect sa impeachment. So, pwedeng magsabay.
Oh, tama naman po yun, no? Iba naman po yung kaso na yun. Although the question there is kung ang impeachable officer ba, ayon sa ating jurisprudence, ay pwede pong masubject to a criminal proceeding kung ang prescribed penalty will come with temporary disqualification, suspension, yung mga ganong bagay. Although I don't want to discuss that matter because may ibang lawyer na naka-assign po para doon na engage ng ating Vice Presidente. Although I was part of the team nung time na nasa preliminary investigation stage pa lang po siya, kaya kung naalala nyo, ako yung pumunta sa preliminary investigation with Attorney Paul Lim sa DOJ. I think that was sometime May 2025. I'm not sure about the month, no? But I'm sure 2025. I don't really want to comment now kasi ngayon nakatutok ako sa impeachment. So it will be Attorney Paul Lim that you can contact for any comments regarding yung case na yun sa RTC-QC.
Sir, nag-respond na po si Attorney Ligutan doon sa manifestation kanina ni Attorney Stison. Ang sabi niya, wala namang color yun, hindi done in bad faith yung kanyang Facebook post. Ano po ba ang official position ng defense?
Well, sa atin, kanina, our lead counsel, Attorney Sison, just felt the need to raise that kasi kumalat siya sa social media. I'd like to also respect, of course, si Attorney Ligutan because hindi naman siya nakapagsalita rin kanina. I think bibigyan siya ng time on Monday. So hindi na lang ako mag-comment doon. I think Attorney Sison already expressed what she had to express earlier. I don't want to add on pa to what she said. I also don't want to add on, add fuel to the fire. So nasabi naman, kailangan nang sabihin, nagsalita na rin ating presiding officer. So hintayin na lang natin sa Monday at in fairness, bigyan din naman natin si Attorney Ligutan ng pagkakataon na magsalita dahil hindi siya nakapagsalita kanina.
With your strategy, especially with regard to having spokespersons who are not covered by the subjudice rule, especially with the warnings of the presiding officer?
Yung sa spokesperson na suggestion ng ating presiding officer around 2 weeks ago, I already spoke to our client, the vice president, about it, and I think I'm free naman to disclose that she would prefer talaga that I stay on as counsel. So if ever man talagang we will just have to get a spokesperson that is outside of the legal team. Although I have to be honest with you, sa ngayon wala pa kaming na kukuha or na kinakausap man lang. Wala pa po talaga, no? Kasi naging mabilis din yung takbo ng mga nakarang araw. So this is something we'll have to explore further. But in the meantime, I'll have to stay on as spokesperson with, of course, Attorney Gular also helping me to do the rounds. But I think we have to be extra careful lang talaga with answering. Napakahirap po talaga. I was just in an interview this morning also on one of the radio shows, and it was very difficult for me to answer questions kasi I'd like, as much as possible, I'd like to give you something to report on, but I'm tied, no, with Rule 18 of Resolution 39, which is the rules on impeachment sa Senate.
Finals with the cross-examination and for literary statistics. Regarding po doon sa confidential files.
We just had our targets. We had to establish certain things. We had to establish certain facts. We had to show kung ano yung nasa notice of disallowance at wala sa notice of disallowance. But what if we were able to establish it or not, that will be up to the appreciation of the impeachment court.
Attorney, can you expound that? Kasi isa sa mga malalakas na defense ng defense ay yung hindi naman na-disallow yung confidential funds because of the aliases. And kanina na-bring up siya during the cross-examination with Attorney Ferrer. Can you expound on that?
Oo, pagdating sa aliases, whether there are aliases or not, I hope you would give me some latitude here to not say anything first because we'll have to wait for our evidence in chief for that. I don't know if that will be tackled in the next week with the next witnesses, probably not. But time will come that all of these things will be addressed. And I'm sure, kaya po nung natanong din ako ni Senator Judge Bam Aquino, tungkol dito, hindi rin ako makasagot sa kanya kahit na naintindihan ko naman po kung saan siya nanggagaling dun sa tanong.
Attorney, kanina dun sa interjection ng mga senators, nabanggit na may mga remedy pa pala ang Office of the Vice President, DepEd, how may correct, yung mga subject ngayon ng impeachment proceedings. Paano pag na-comply lahat?
Yung ano po, na-comply
mga
po yung.
remedies,
Opo.
na sinabi ng COA kaninang
Opo.
auditor na may mga remedies pa naman.
Opo, pero okay, I'll explain it na para hindi tayo sa merits. I'll just explain the rules ng COA na lang po, no. So once there is an audit, once you receive an AOM or Audit Observation Memorandum from COA, ang ginagawa po dyan is that you are given time to respond. After the time to respond and you've submitted your response, ina-evaluate po yan ng COA, and pagkatapos po nun, they might issue a notice of suspension or notice of disallowance nga na ginawa din nila sa OVP. So, ang kakaibahan, pag regular funds po kasi yan, dumadaan muna yan sa director level and then aakyat po yan hanggang commission proper, and ang importante po dyan is the government agency has 180 days, no, sa pag-akyat from a notice of disallowance. Pwede mong iakyat yan sa director and then to the commission proper within 180 days. Dito po kasi pagdating sa COA ICFAO, wala na po kasing director sa taas ng COA ICFAO. Diretso na po yan ng commission proper, and that has to be done within 180 days. Now, once the commission and proper decides under the rules of COA, once the commission proper decides, the government agency has the right or the option to file a motion for reconsideration. Sakaling hindi po pabor yung naging desisyon ng commission proper, meaning na-affirm yung notice of disallowance. Now, once you file a motion for reconsideration, either i-reconsider ng COA at ipawalang bisa na nila yung notice of disallowance, or they might just deny the motion for reconsideration and maintain the notice of disallowance. Ang susunod na step po dyan is aakyat tayo ngayon sa Supreme Court via Rule 65 in relation to Rule 64 of the Rules of Court. So kung babasahin niyo po yung Rules of Court, sa Rule 64, yun yung specifically for COA and COMELEC pag aakyat ka sa Supreme Court, no? But again, Rule 65 is grave abuse of discretion. So ang magiging ground mo bakit ka umaakyat sa Supreme Court is because you believe there was grave abuse of discretion on the part of COA. So yun po yung proseso. So sa ngayon, nasabi naman po ng witness na meron pa tayong remedies available for OVP.
Attorney, baka pwede ka mag-comment kasi nung break kanina na interview ng prof si Attorney Kapunan, ang sinasabi kasi niya, yung mga anak daw niya, mga lalaki lahat, pero pinalaki daw niya na hindi disrespect. Expect din daw niya si Attorney Cristina maging respectful din po. Kung comment ko niyo.
Sa akin, maybe Attorney Christine was highly charged. No? Sabi ko nga, every lawyer has his or her own style. Pero I don't think naman that Attorney Christine was disrespectful kanina. So I don't want to comment any further. Pero sa atin, I'm sure there's no intention to disrespect anyone, be it the opposing counsel, the witness, or of course, the honorable court. Lawyers just have very different styles. I'm sure you can tell after seeing different faces, different lawyers the past few weeks. What are we today? 14th day or 15th? 14th day ng impeachment. 15th day, sorry. 15th day ng impeachment. And so, kita mo naman, iba-iba talaga lang ang estilo ng lawyers, but I don't think there was any intention to disrespect any.
Attorney, follow-up lang. Kasi kanina umaga, medyo parang nagkaroon ng tension between Attorney Ferrer and Attorney Kapunan. But then after the break, parang mas naging kalmado siya sa cross-examination. Did you talk to her?
Wala. We usually let the lawyers naman handle themselves the way they're used to handling themselves. So wala namang ganun. I think, ano lang, no? Siguro nung umaga, yung nature ng questions, nature ng objections, di ba? Tapos sa hapon, medyo nag-iba na yung nature of questions. So, ganun lang yun because there's really no intention to disrespect anyone naman on our part. And I'm sure even on the, especially kahit naman yung prosecution nakita naman natin, there's no intention naman to disrespect anyone.
Instead, can you elaborate on the response of the defense when it comes to allegations about multiple disbursements in multiple areas in a single day?
We cannot do that right now, Ms. Kat, although I'm sure, I understand the question. It's just that we cannot discuss that right now because it will have to be part of our evidence in sheet.
Attorney, kanina nakita namin nagkwento ako ni Attorney Tolosa. Pero bakit
Yeah.
pwedeng i-share lang?
Ano lang, nagkakamustahan lang kami and of course, kasi nagsabi yung presiding officer. So, na on Monday, there will be a ruling. So, napag-usapan lang namin. I want to share and I hope Attorney Tolosa doesn't mind me doing this. Pero baka I'm sure he feels the same way na hihirapan din talaga kami, no, when we face the media because there's always that very thin line between saying something that's within the bounds that we're allowed to say and yung sub judice ka na. So I think we were just both sharing our experiences when dealing with the media. And as you know, kahit naman na opposite sides or opposing sides kami pagdating sa korte, paglabas naman, trabaho lang kasi lahat sa amin yan. So ano naman kami, no? We talk as, I would like to consider him a friend.
Sir, confident kayo, sir, na hindi kayo yung pinatutungkulan ni presiding officer na may mga violations.
Sana po, I've been trying very hard, pero kung meron man akong violation, kasalanan niyo yun, hindi ko kasalanan yun. Kayo nag-udyok sa akin, hindi,
Pero,
joke lang. Pero as you can see, I've been trying very hard and ilang beses ko na rin sinabi kay Ms. Kat and to everyone na parati ako nag-apologize sa inyo kasi alam ko naman kung ano yung pinanggagalingan ng tanong niyo, kung bakit niyo gusto yung sagot, masagot yun di ba? Para maintindihan din kaagad ng ating mga kababayan kung ano yung side ng defense. It's just that it's very, very difficult for us at this point.
sa defensor, mag-isa kang nagsasalita, almost, no? Pero sa kanila kasi marami. So, do you think nasa kanila yung mga interaction?
Hindi natin alam. Sa totoo lang, I don't want to say sa kanila. Hindi ko rin masasabi kung may mga times na I also go beyond what I'm supposed to say. So, yung mag-isa lang naman ako, that's always been our preference. The client has always preferred na halos isang tao lang talaga ang nagsasalita. As you know, even sa DepEd, nung panahon ko noon and sa OVP, medyo may deputy ako, pero towards the end na nung sinabi kong kailangan ko na ng tulong. So, whether marami silang spokesperson, that's their prerogative. Sa amin, ito lang talaga yung prerogative ng aming kliyente. And so, we'll see what happens in the next few days kasi nga, kung talagang mahihirapan kami trying to balance things, then I tend to agree that maybe there's a need to get a spokesperson that is not part of the legal team, or at least the lawyers who have entered their appearance.
Question for non-lawyers, kapag na-cite sa sub-judice na sinabi ng, for example, sinabi ng presiding officer na you are barred already from doing whatever or participating in court, is there a remedy for that? May appeal? May option for appeal?
I'll have to, wala akong nabasa sa set rules. I don't think they will bar. I think it's either they will reprimand or give you a warning, or ang most naman dyan is contempt, of course, di ba? And syempre may penalties yung contempt. Hopefully naman we don't get there. As to asking for reconsideration, we can always try, but I don't remember anything sa rules that we can ask for reconsideration. But of course, that's always an option. We can always try. Depende na lang sa court if papayagan nila or they will appreciate it.
Attorney, yung po bang under the rules, yung halimbawang pinanggalingan ng tanong that pushes you to be under the sub-judicial rule, liable din?
Hindi naman. Kasi dapat naman as lawyers, alam din naman dapat namin kung dapat namin sagutin. Pero kung gusto niyo ako samahan, kung sakali, baka pwede rin. No, si ma'am ayaw na magtanong tuloy. No, but yun lang po. We're trying our best. I think both sides. I mean, at least, I was talking to Attorney Tolosa, and I know that we're both trying our best to stay within the bounds of the rules.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you next week.